Hello and a warm welcome to the TCS IT Wiz, a knowledge initiative started by Tata Consultancy Services in 1999. It is the biggest inter-school IT quiz in India for students from class 8 to 12. The quiz aims to build awareness and emphasize the importance of IT skills and enable students to look at technology from an innovative perspective. TCS IT Wiz has brought a paradigm shift in the world of quizzing. The quiz works as an alternative learning tool for students in an outside classroom environment. TCS IT Wiz this year is being held digitally across India to allow students to quiz from the comfort and safety of their homes. Hosting this quiz, as always, is a prolific quizmaster with an experience of over 2,500 quiz shows to his credit, and having hosted his shows across 9 countries of the world, he sure is a master of the craft he pursues. He and his team have innovated to create the world's first integrated digital quizzing platform called Quizzital, which you are now witnessing. Friends, time to welcome on stage the one and only Big Brain.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, at yet another quarterfinal of TCS IT Wiz 2020. This extravaganza across this nation has been a phenomenal one, with superb youngsters contesting from right across the world. Here today, we've got 4 contestants qualifying into the final from the zone of Karnataka. And these 4 will battle for one slot in the semi-final. They are in the top 64 of the country, from which the top 16 will qualify. From here, of course, remember, life is on the buzzer. 50 points if they get it right, 50 if they get it wrong. 5 seconds is the window of opportunity to answer a question. We've taken their word, and the word of the contestants is most important in this. And how better to teach them integrity and truth in terms of honesty than to put the onus on them. And they've all committed to us that they are alone in their rooms where they are taking part in this quiz, and 5 seconds is all that they get to buzz and answer for every question. 1 attempt on the buzzer, but for the moment, let me introduce the 4 to you before we start playing TCS IT Wiz. Another Karnataka final coming your way, dominated this time by 3 young girls and 1 young gentleman. So if I add myself to that, we've got 2 gentlemen in the show here today. And let me begin by introducing our contestants to you, and starting with our minority representative for a change is Nitin from Shimoga, and he's from the Government Junior College in Karnataka. A beautiful, beautiful landscape that you would get at Shimoga is this young lad. And welcome to you, Nitin. If we could have you waving there so everyone knows where you are. All right, lovely. And as our second contestant here today, representing the National Academy for Learning, is Ananya Patil. Welcome to you, Ananya, into the TCS IT Wiz final here, or the quarter-final here. As we move to our third contestant, representing National Hillview Public School, is Shreya Ravindran. Welcome to you, Shreya, into this round here today. As we move to our fourth and final contestant of the quarterfinal is Diksha Ajay, representing Sri Kumaran Children's Home, and that's the CBSE version of the school. So welcome to you, Diksha. Those then, ladies and gentlemen, are 4 contestants. Time for us to get started and to move into the first frontier of our game here today. And in quarterfinal 5 that you are witnessing here today, we're moving into our first frontier, which is called Digital Readiness. Here it comes. On the first frontier, before we get started with the questions, remember it's plus 50, minus 50, 5 seconds of time on the buzzer. If you're ready, hands on the buzzer, All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time for us to get started here today with digital readiness, where we're testing how ready these youngsters are for a technology-driven world. Starting with the first one on your screens, here it comes. This is the Founder's Touch. It's a book which speaks about the life of a person called Paul Galvin. He is the man behind a famous company, Shreya, the first one. Go ahead, Shreya.
Motorola.
Is well played. Plus 50 to you on that first attempt. And she is off the mark with Motorola. As we go to the next one on your screen, here it comes. These are called ESRB. What do they do as a body? They are a body which does something about entertainment software. What do they do? Very important in this world in many ways. Especially modern entertainment platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. require ESRB to play a role. What's the role that ESRB plays? 5 seconds of time. Nobody on the buzzer on this one. Well, these are entertainment software rating boards which classifies whether a particular program is for children below 8 years, children below 12 years, is it for adults, and it classifies programs depending on the amount of violence, etc. that is involved in a program. It's a tough one for our contestants. As we go to the third one, onto your screen, what is this? Nitin giving it a shot.
Sir, it's a VR headset app for augmented reality.
Well, minus 50 to you. It's a very specific answer that I was looking for. I wasn't looking, I asked you what is this, very clearly as an identity of what I'm showing you. What you're explaining to me is an industry, and that is not represented by this identity. This is straightforward, simple stuff, in my opinion. Google goggles being launched with this identity. So moving on from that one, as he gets a minus 50 on Google goggle, here is the next question coming up on your screens now. This is a phone called Simon. Nitin's again gone for it. Yes, Nitin?
Okay, sir, it's the first smartphone by IBM. It's the world's first smartphone.
It's the world's first smartphone called Simon.
By IBM.
World's first smartphone is what I was looking for. I will give that to you. He comes back to 0 on that effort as he gets a 50. As we go on to the next one, hands on the buzzer. And here is the final one in this frontier coming your way on your screens now. This is a famous diagram that was created by a man named Metcalfe. What did Robert Metcalfe give the world? Nobody on the buzzer. Time lapsing on that one. The answer that I was looking for was the first ever Ethernet diagram. Well, what was on your screen is the simple Ethernet diagram which goes from a transceiver to a terminator. And this quiz is really turning out to be a tense one. And at the end of the first frontier, I will tell you where the teams are, or the contestants are, on the other side of this break. Do stay with me. Back in just a moment.
The health of any nation can be checked by the health of its citizens. India's millions had no way to connect to what they needed most: quality healthcare. TCS provided just what the doctor ordered: a bridge. Not an ordinary bridge of steel and cement, a special bridge, built with the magic of technology, an online and real-time, secured on-the-cloud platform that acted as a bridge used not for vehicles but to save lives. This bridge was a transformative digital platform that connected those in need with the healthcare they needed. Over 120 million people have benefited from it. You might know this bridge as the Ayushman Bharat program. But at TCS, we have another name for it. The Bridge of Hope.
TCS, part of your story.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pig Brain, on yet another quarterfinal of TCS IT Wiz 2020. Moving on to the next frontier of our battle. It's time to test them on their spectrum of knowledge. But before we do that, a very quick look at the scores. Shreya leading on 50, the others will follow shortly. That's as simple as how the scorecard looks. As we move to the second frontier, time for borderless learning. Here it comes. On the second frontier of our battle, we're going to play the same scores and the same timing. As we begin with the first one coming up on your screens, careful on the buzzers. You lose 50 if you get it wrong. Here's the first one now. Audio, Nitin has gone for it in a hurry. Go ahead.
Sir, it's a company started by Evan, who is the founder of Pyra Labs and also the Twitter. It's the parent company of audio, means the previous company, Twitter.
The parent company of Twitter.
Means it's the previous company. Evan started the Twitter in this company. Evan Sharp.
Plus 50.
Sorry,
Plus 50 to you, Nitin. Well played on that one. You'll get a 50. On to the next one. Art of compiling statistics was a very important diagrammatic representation, a patent way back in 1889. A famous person who normally signed off with two H's, H, H. A great man in history led to the creation of a famous company as well. Ananya is giving it a shot. Go ahead, Ananya.
Is it Heinrich Hertz?
Oh, minus 50 to you on Hertz. The answer I was looking for is Hermann Hollerith. And the Hollerith machine was a pioneer in the world of technology. As we go to the next one on your screens, here it comes. Named after a great person, and Ananya is giving it a shot.
This is the IBM Watson beating humans at Jeopardy. It was a milestone.
Brilliantly played, absolutely right. IBM, the answer that I was looking for. A quiz competition where a computer beat human beings. IBM has done that in quizzing and IBM has done that in chess. As we go on to the next one on your screens now. It's called The Road Ahead. Diksha is giving it a shot. Yes, Diksha. Go ahead.
It's a book written by Bill Gates.
Absolutely perfect. She'll get herself a 50. Everyone's beginning to score in this final. Diksha now getting a 50. I tell you what, at the end of this round, that scorecard is going to be super interesting to take a look at as we go to the next one on your screens now. Known as a 101, Nitin is giving it a shot. Oh my God, he's taking a risk.
It's an Epson printer for blind people.
Minus 50. Nitin, wait for the question. My question is, this is the Epson. Why was it called Epson? Well, minus 50 to you. It's an electronic printer and the son of the original, which was EP100. And you get a minus 50 on that. Don't be in a hurry. Minus 50 to him. We're going to take a look at where the contestants are, but I'm going to do that after another round because I think we'll give them some time to catch up with their scores. As we move on to the third frontier of our battle here today, it's time to play at TCS. Here it comes. On the world of TCS, you get a plus 50, minus 50. I'm going to read out the questions to you, so if you hit the buzzer while I'm reading the question, you're indicating you know the answer. And I'll stop reading the question the moment you press the buzzer. So if you're ready, starting with the first one. This is considered to be the world's first neural automation system. It integrates artificial intelligence and TCS has been one of the pioneers in creating this. What am I describing? Quartz, Banks or Igneo? Shreya is giving it a shot.
Igneo.
Plus 50 to you. Shreya gets another 50. When she's confident, she's really confident as she moves to 100. As we go on to the next one, hands on the buzzer. Tata Consultancy Services became the technology partner of a marathon that has been around since 1981. Diksha has gone for it in a hurry.
It's the Amsterdam Marathon in the Netherlands.
Minus 50. Well, you came close in the geography, but I was going to describe the London Marathon. You should have waited just a moment, taking a negative on that. Little bit of a hurry from all of them. Shreya looking calm. The others are all back to nil, if my arithmetic is right, and that's because they've all taken negatives. As we go to the next one, WIPS, WIPPS, is a peer-to-peer mobile payment application that was created by Tata Consultancy Services for DNB, a large financial services group in a European country. Which country? Netherlands or Norway? Diksha again, Netherlands or Norway?
It's Norway.
Plus 50. This time she recovers the 50 that she lost, and she's going to move back into the positives. As I need to move into the final question, and here it comes. Hands on the buzzer in this round. The entrance exam to the IIMs. The selection process.
Sir, TCS IO. TCS ION.
Is plus 50. Well played. He was quick. He was fast. And the preliminaries to TCS IT Wiz also happened on the ION platform. But we're going to take a look at where these contestants are on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
There's a race underway that is like no other race the world has seen. It is a race to find a cure for a pandemic, a vaccine that will save lives. The faster you find it, the more lives you save. The entire scientific and pharmaceutical world is chasing the cure, and TCS is right there with them. TCS Research and Innovation Division leveraged artificial intelligence to help identify 31 molecules that potentially hold the key to a drug design for the virus. TCS has co-innovated with the global pharmaceutical, life sciences and healthcare world. Be it in genomics, remote patient monitoring, medical device engineering or personalized 3D implants. In the fight against the pandemic, TCS is leading drug discovery, regulatory compliance and pharmacovigilance efforts. With technology helping medicine, the finish line to the cure cannot be far away.
TCS, part of your story.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching a riveting final with 3 young girls and 1 young lad battling it here at TCS IT Wiz 2020 in our series of quarterfinals, the top 64 of the country. For now, among these 4, let's see where they stand. Coming up on your screen, the scores. Leading this quiz with 100 is a calm, cool Shreya. But is that calmness going to help her go through? For now, she looks unfluttered. Right behind her on 50 apiece are Nitin and Diksha. Nitin's been gaining, losing. Finally, he's gained 1 and he's reached a positive. Ananya has also been playing pretty much like Nitin. She's also gained and lost. But all of them look equally sharp. No one's run away with the battle. 8 questions still to go with 2 rounds. Anybody can still win from here. 50, you get it right. 50, you get it wrong. As we move on to the next platform of our final here today, it's time for analytics and insights. On analytics and insights, you're going to get multiple visuals on your screen, which you got to string together to give me an overall answer. So you got to analyze what you see, find an insight, and then choose to press the buzzer. If you are ready, starting with the first one, 5 seconds, remember, is all that you get. On screen, now. Nitin is on the buzzer, super fast.
eBay. He is the founder of eBay, and that's one of the major things of eBay. Like he wrote the book or something like that.
Plus 50. Oh, Nitin is playing well. Ananya on the buzzer, just a fraction behind him. She needs to be faster on the buzzer. And that's the reason I asked you, because you seem to be turning towards your buzzer And that fraction of seconds is perhaps costing you, Ananya. You got to concentrate on your buzzers. As we begin with the next one, hands on that buzzer, question on your screen now. It's a transport that was originally called Ginger, created by this man. It's still believed that the future will belong to this personal transport vehicle. Highly innovative, self-transport, very popular in countries like Singapore. Ananya is giving it a shot.
Hoverboards.
Can you give me a better, simpler description?
Should I describe a hoverboard?
Well, the concept was evolved from an idea of that. So you got to tell me what vehicle.
It's automated. You stand on it. It's like a Segway without a handle.
Give it to you. Give it to you on that one. These are segways with and without handles. Some of them are now being called hoverboards because the names become generic. But you'll get a plus 50 on that one since you covered all of what I wanted to look at. Here's the next one on your screens now. That's a great scientist and a man who created a program named after that scientist. Great man of science, Ananya is giving it another shot. Yes?
Pascal, after the scientist Blaise Pascal.
Lovely. Well played on that one. She'll get another 50. Ananya suddenly looking good. And she is also now reaching 100. Well, one more question remaining in this round, but what a scenario we have. If I'm right on my mental math, Nitin is on 100, Ananya is on 100, Shreya is on 100, Diksha on 50. Oh boy, you can't have a better quarterfinal than this. As I move to the final question in this round, on screen now. This is, Ananya is giving it a shot.
Nokia.
You got to give me a better answer than Nokia.
Those are the headquarters of Nokia in Finland.
Give it to you. Since you said Finland, lucky you. The question to me was, you should have led me to the country because I've mentioned Nokia on the screen there, so I wouldn't be looking at Nokia as an answer. Ananya getting into the lead as she covered Finland carefully. The country of the technology company was what I was looking for, and she'll get that absolutely right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one frontier to go, but that scorecard is suddenly beginning to look competitive. On 150 is Ananya Patil Rao just into the lead. Nitin on 100, Shreya on 100, Diksha on 50. The final frontier of our battle will determine who among these goes into the semi-final. Final frontier, here it comes, multi-experience. In a world, ladies and gentlemen, where youngsters to adults are all today learning multitasking, multiple learning, and handling multiple devices at the same time, like in this quiz, we're looking at multi-experience and trying to gauge multiple domains and their knowledge spectrums. So if you are ready, 4 final questions, scoring the same, time pattern the same. However, I'm going to read out the questions to you, so you're allowed to stop me the moment you think you know the answer. So it's a very fair advantage that is on your table on when you want to press the buzzer. The moment you press the buzzer, I will stop reading the question. Nothing appears on your screen, so just pay attention to hearing me out and concentrate on your buzzers. All right? If you are ready, starting with the first one. Ralph Baer is the man who's credited with creating this for entertainment purposes. Prior to this, it was actually created for aviation, where pilots would use this extensively. Nitin is giving it a shot.
It's a flight simulator.
Minus 50. Minus 50 on flight simulator. The answer that I was looking for is a joystick. A joystick was used by pilots to navigate fighter planes, and later it became a device that was used in the world of gaming. He takes a crucial minus 50 as we go to the second question. Here it comes. Andrew Flugelman coined this term when he wanted to sell a communication program called PC Talk. He created it and did not really understand what to price it at. So he decided to price this software in a different manner, and therefore a term got coined. He primarily wanted people to try. Nobody on the buzzer. 5 seconds of time. Diksha. He's not giving up. Yes.
Is it by any chance freeware?
That's a question, young Diksha, and not an answer. But your question is absolutely right. It is freeware. Oh, well answered. She really put a question into an answer and said, is it freeware? It is freeware. Beautiful thinking, Diksha. Well answered. 2 of them on 100. Ananya on 150. 2 questions to go. You are suddenly watching a T20 match at TCS IT Wiz. Well, 2 balls to go. What a finale. Here's the next one. In 1987, this was created, and one of the names that was given was Image Pro. The other name that was given by the Knolls, Knolls, was Display. Today, the world of design knows it very differently. It's a famous designing tool that I'm talking about, or a software. Image Pro, Display, all initial names, nobody on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for is the one and only Photoshop. Well, Adobe's Photoshop would have given someone a precious 50. If Ananya had got it, she would have nailed this quiz. But one final question. She can't lose the quiz, because anyone gets a 50 between Shreya and Diksha, it will still mean a tiebreaker. So Ananya is safe unless she takes a negative, then it's a 3-way tiebreaker. Nitin can force himself to a second place tiebreaker, not really win the quiz from here. Shreya and Diksha have to get it right to force a first place tiebreaker. So the final question is going to be very, very crucial. The last one, which will determine who goes through. One thing's clear, one of the 3 girls is going to go through. And that seems to be a clear result. Nitin losing out on the number of negatives that he took. Literally answering far more, I think. Final question, nonetheless. An American computer engineer and entrepreneur named Paul Buchheit, Buchheit, created this service. It's become, Diksha has taken the shot on that one.
It's Gmail.
She says it's Gmail. Well, we'll have to see whether she's getting that right. If she gets it right, she's forcing a tiebreaker. Diksha, you are right. Oh, Gmail it is. And she's forced a tiebreaker here today. Let me go and get my tiebreaker cards. 2 of them on 150. Ananya Patil Rao, Diksha. And these are 2 youngsters, both from Bangalore. One from Kumarans and the other from the National Academy of Learning. A great fight being put up by Shreya and Nitin here today. Shreya holding on to her 100, but holding on to it for a little too long. Nitin will smile and tell himself, I'm the one to be blamed. I took too many negatives. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what a remarkable quarter-final here. The score's on your screen. Ananya on 150, Diksha on 150. That's a tiebreaker to decide who's going to go into the semi-final. Shreya is on 100 and Nitin finishes with 50. Superb quarter-final. I don't think we've had one so close in our series so far. This is the 5th quarter-final. Easily the best and the most competitive one that we have witnessed so far. But it's not over yet. It's between the 2 of them, and one of them is going to qualify from here. As we're going to start with our tiebreaker questions, and here is the first one that I have got lined up for you. Whoever gets it right is going to qualify into the national rounds. So please be careful. If in case you do not get the answer, I go to the next question. All right? This large organization has an annual meet of all their people called Sapphire. Aptly named so, to bring together people from its own repository of talent. They sit down to discuss the future. Which top IT company would you associate with Sapphire? It's a workable question. Both choosing not to try. All right, tough one for both of them. The answer, sorry? If you get it wrong,
Points.
yeah, if you get it wrong, she automatically wins.
Okay, I'd rather not.
Yeah, it's a tiebreaker. Careful, young lady. It's a tiebreaker. It's like a shootout. If you get it wrong, the other automatically wins. All right, neither of them choosing to try. The answer that I was looking for was in the word sapphire, the first three letters, sap. Sap is the answer I was looking for. Well, both of them are smiling and saying, oh my God, we should have thought that through. Here's the next one. It was a supercomputer called Eka. It made India proud, as a Sanskrit word was used to describe this supercomputer. Which company in India was behind this supercomputer? Eka. Diksha is giving it a shot. If she gets it right, she goes through. Otherwise, it's Ananya.
It's Tata.
The Tatas created one of the world's fastest supercomputers. Diksha from Kumarans in the national semi-final. She's made it, and she's made it with all confidence. Superb answer. It was the Tatas and TCS which created it in partnership, of course, with other Tata companies. Oh, Ananya is going to be ruining herself, saying, what a great comeback I made, but just falling short on the tiebreaker. Diksha really clawing her way back into this quiz, holding her own on the last question. She managed to get Gmail right, and then on the tiebreaker, Eka taking her into the top 16 of India. Congratulations, Diksha, on that remarkable show to win the quiz, coming back from behind and nailing it towards the end. Hard luck to Ananya, hard luck to the others. Shreya starting well but not holding a momentum. Nitin losing it out on too many negatives. But I just wish the four of them had been in different quarterfinals. Who knows? All four would have probably won in different quarterfinals. But an amazing bunch of four, all falling into the same quarterfinal. But from me, Big Brain, till we come back to you with yet another quarterfinal. For now, it's Diksha from Kumarans, Bangalore, going into the nation's top 16. Till we come back to you, from me, Big Brain, from all of us at TCS IT Wiz, thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.